hardest working person I can actually think of. And I think he would have thought it improper to come and ask his fellow actors what he should do. So he just went away and he got technical help. So he's doing a very demanding role in the London Theatre at the moment in Equus, and he knew he'd have to make sure, because he hasn't trained, he had to work with somebody who's going to help his voice last. One show, never mind 8 shows a week.
For the record, the hardest working person I've ever known is Roderick Ebert. And certainly in our profession.
Let's take 2 more questions.
Hello. Perfume, I think, is many things. The one thing I do believe it is a very effective 4-star horror film. I'm wondering if Perfume was marketed at all as a horror film, and if not, what was the marketing approach?
I have a feeling that the distributors were hoping that it was going to be much more of a horror film. To be honest, I think it would have made their job a lot more easy. And once, I've been involved in a few of those things where they wish it was something else, and they try to manipulate it towards that. But actually, the film ultimately is stronger than they are, and kind of says hands off. I think life would have been easier, but then, it goes back to labels again, doesn't it? It's a horror film. No, it isn't.
It is.
Well,
No, it's not just.
When we saw another movie last night, we had the Weatherman was here, and it was a similar problem where it's a comedy, it's not a comedy, it's very hard when the marketing people can't figure out what the hook is to sell it at all, because it's got to be something. It's got to be a horror film. It's got to be whatever.
so the marketing people, I think, need to sort of consult with the makers of the movie from time to time.
That doesn't always help.
It's the opposite. Is that they figure it out. There's a movie, one horror movie came out a couple years ago called The Exorcism of Emily Rose, and Screen Gems opened it to over $30 million. It was a huge opening in September, and the guy who made the film was screaming at them for weeks before that, "Don't do this to my film. You're going to destroy my film. It's all over. You made $30 million. I love you. You're geniuses." Completely turned it around.
Okay. It's getting out of the way. So
I have one really little quick question, if you would indulge us. I was just wondering what Professor Snape may have thought about this miracle potion that was created at the end of the movie.
Who knows what Professor Snape thinks about anything?
Thank you, Alan, very much for being with us.